What's going on, travelers? On this episode of Kayse Reacts, we're going to be checking out the SB19 Quit lyric video. If this is your first time watching a Kayse Reacts video, I'm Kayse, and I give first-time reactions to watching your video recommendations. So if you have any recommendations of what you think I should react to next, let me know about them in the comments below, and I'll be sure to add them to my list. Alright, I'm excited because this is going to be my third song from SB19's album Simula at Wakas. And the other two have been bangers, so I'm excited to check this one out because if I know SB19, this one is going to be wild as well. So let's hang out for a bit and dive into the SB19 Quit lyric video. Whoa. Good choice, huh? Wow. Looks like he's pondering or something. He's taking it all in, I think. Or maybe it's because it's called Quit. So maybe it's the feedback, the negative feedback that they've been receiving is taking a toll. They thought I'd cower in fear and break, thought they got advantage to take. But I guess they're blinded, eyes full of hate. I'm gonna make 'em see why I didn't bend, how could I even break? In every battle lost, know they celebrate. Well, it's good to hear their cries when they fell. Praying for my downfall, they thought I would quit. Okay, so they're talking to the haters. And the haters clearly want them to quit. I mean, they're haters. That's kind of what they do, right? Haters gonna hate. And they thought that when times get tough and when the hate comments come rolling in, that SB19 is just gonna be like, "You're right," and they're just gonna stop. They're just gonna give up on their dream because some people, randos, decided to say some negative things. It's like, wow, you really think you have that much authority over my life, that your little comment is gonna affect me that much, that it's going to get me to stop pursuing my dream? You feel like you're pretty big, huh? See, they're not gonna let that get to them. Like the haters, they're just whatever, you know? I don't know them. So I'm not gonna let that get to me. I'm not gonna cower in fear. I'm not gonna break. I'm gonna keep pursuing my dream. Their eyes are blinded with hate, and I'm gonna make them see why, at the end of this, why I did not break, why I kept going, even though everything was telling me not to. I had haters coming at me saying, "You're never gonna succeed. This is not possible. Get a real job." All the sorts of things that haters say. But at the end of this, they're gonna know. Like, I'm gonna show them. I'm gonna show them why I did not give up on my dream. And yeah, every time that I don't succeed in something, yes, they're gonna celebrate. Because they're haters. They have no life. It's what they do. Instead of pursuing their own dreams, and instead of doing the things that they want to do, they have to put down others to make themselves feel better. But see, my goal is to make sure that they fail. Because what their goal is to make sure that I fail. So anytime I succeed, I'm making them fail. And that's when I'm going to hear their cries. And I feel pretty good about that because they wanted to hear my cries. They wanted me to give up. They wanted me to break. They wanted me to cower in a ball and cry. And I'm just not going to feel bad when they're upset that I didn't fail. And I don't think the SB19 should feel bad for that. Because anybody who gets enjoyment out of somebody else failing, well, I don't have any nice things to say about that person. So SB19 is just like, I'm going to keep pushing forward and I'm going to achieve my dream, regardless of what the haters say.
We'll never know, I guess we'll never know. If I would go, don't guess we'll never know. No, I don't know, I guess we'll never know. I guess we'll never know.
We'll never know, I guess we'll never know. If I would go down, guess we'll never know. No, I don't know, I guess we'll never know. I guess we'll never know, I guess we'll never know. Okay, so how I'm interpreting this is, we'll never know what would happen if they were to not succeed, if they were to cower in fear, and if they were to just give up. Because they're not going to do that. They're going to keep pushing. They're not giving up on their dream. This is what they want to do. And people can say what they want to say, but that's not going to stop them. So we'll never know what it would be like to stop. Because it's not happening.
I guess we'll never know.
Oh, wow.
They trying to get the guidance in my mind.
Yep.
When all my heart wanted was to be guided. I'm afraid
Oh,
to
wow.
tell you life. Losing myself trying to be alive. So I can picture perfect in your eyes.
This part was that death? So maybe I'm reading that wrong. Okay. Why are they talking about death? They trying to kill the colors in my mind. Oh, gotcha. They trying to kill the colors in my mind. When all my heart wanted was to be kind. Oh, I'm afraid to die alive. Losing myself, trying to be alive. So I'd be picture perfect in your eyes. Ooh, wow. They try to kill the colors in my mind. That kind of makes me think of, I got this colorful picture of what I want to do, of my dream. And they're trying to kill that. They're trying to kill my dream. They're trying to take away the color. And all I wanted to do was be kind. All I wanted to do was put out this beautiful music and make friends and have a happy life, be nice to others. But then I got people coming at me and they're trying to hate on me. They're trying to hate on my dream. They're trying to make sure that I don't succeed. And it's just like, I want to be nice, but at the same time, to people like that, to make them happy, I would have to change myself completely. I would have to do things that just isn't me. I would be living a lie. And I would lose myself in that. Just so I could be picture perfect in their eyes? Okay, so? Like, what? That wouldn't even be possible because haters are gonna hate. They're gonna find something else to hate. I'm never gonna be picture perfect in everyone's eyes. It's just not possible. They're gonna find something else. And it's just going to be an endless cycle. So if I'm going to change who I am, and it would be a lie, just to be picture perfect, which isn't even obtainable, it's just going to prevent me from achieving my dream. And for what? It's not even going to be possible for me to be picture perfect in everyone's eyes. So I'm going to keep being me. And it's just the way it's going to be. I'm not gonna live a lie.
That's what I would tell them when I would cry. Just to be kind, but it's people who live on my mind. Come inside of my mind. I'm whistling all my demons up on the side. Still thinking I smile, I'm fine. But it's gonna take a while. Cause I'm all too familiar with this kind of bad. Guide on the way, I won't run away. Bukas makalaw, alam na kung may darating na grasya.
I said I'm alright. That's what I would tell them when I would cry. Chose to be kind, but these people so evil, my. Ugh. Wow. Wow. They said they were alright, but then they would go and cry. Ugh. So the words did affect them. And people would be like, you alright? And they'd be like, yeah. But then in silence, they would cry. It would affect them. Which I guess, how could it not, right? It didn't affect them to the point to where they stopped, but it did affect them. It did hit them. They're trying to be nice, but these people, they're just so evil that they get enjoyment out of hurting others. It's really messed up. Come inside of my mind. See, I'm wrestling all my demons up on this side. Still faking a smile. I'm fine, but it's gonna take a while, 'cause I'm all too familiar with this kind of pain. Ugh. Dang. These lyrics. Wow. They're wrestling all their demons up inside. How I'm interpreting this is all the negative things of you're not good enough, you'll never succeed, this isn't something that is possible. All these negative things that come at them, they're wrestling them. They're faking a smile, they're saying, I'm fine, but we know that they're actually going in a corner and crying. It's just a lot. It's affecting them. They're very familiar with this pain. Okay, so now it looks like they're saying they won't run away. So regardless of the pain and everything else, they're not going to stop. They're not going to run away. They're going to keep moving forward. Haters are going to hate. They're not quitting. Because after all, they're all too familiar with that pain, right? So they have experienced this. They have experienced people coming at them and all the negativity. Maybe they even tell themselves this all the time. Because remember, in Dom, I think it was, they were saying that they are their worst critics, I believe. And if you think about it, that kind of goes along with this, because they're saying that they're all too familiar with this pain and they're wrestling their demons. So maybe they could also be referring to their own ability to tell themselves, you'll never achieve this, even though the haters are saying stuff very similar. They're their worst critic. So because of that, it's giving them this hardened skin. And they're like, yeah, whatever, I'm not gonna quit. Like, I felt this pain, I felt this doubt, I've cried this out, I have experienced this before. I know that if I just push all that negativity away from me, my self-doubt, all the haters, if I just push all that away, I can achieve my dream. There is hope. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. I can see my dream. My dream is right there. I can see it. And if I just push all this away and don't quit, I can make that dream a reality.
We'll never know. I guess we'll never know. If I would go, no, guess we'll never know. No, I don't know. I guess we'll never know. I guess we'll never know.
This song is so impactful so far. And I think we're about halfway through. But, they just put so much into this. The emotions that they were able to put into this. Like, you can really feel what they were going through. And that is the sign of a well-written song. I just love that line. I guess we'll never know. I guess we'll never know. It's like, we'll never know. We'll never know what it would be like for me to stop pursuing my dream. Because it's not happening. I'm not gonna quit.
I guess we'll never know. I guess we'll never
Wow. Wow. Ooh, so good. Wow. This song just... wow. They just put so much into this song. Their emotions are pouring out in the lyrics. And all they're trying to do is make their dream come true. And people are coming at them, and then they're doubting themselves. It's just a lot for them to take. And you know that had to have been hard for them. Wow. And the fact that after all that, they didn't quit. They didn't give up. Because they know what they want to do. They've been through so much. This song has definitely taken a very serious tone. Like, they have songs where it's very upbeat and very, like, very, like the club, get you dancing and everything. And then they have songs like this, which really put you in your feels. And you really get to feel the weight, the impact of the lyrics. And I love that they're not afraid to put their heart out there. They're not afraid to open themselves up and really get you to be in their mind and kind of see how they're feeling when all that comes at them, and maybe even how they're feeling now. But even after all that, they didn't quit. It really puts in perspective how badly they want this. And if they want it this badly, they're never going to give up. I know the haters are going to continue no matter what, because that's what haters do. After all, they're evil. But I do hope that SB19, I hope that they start to release some of that self-doubt, that they start to believe in themselves more. Stop being your worst critic. I know that's hard to do. Very hard to do. I do it all the time. But I do hope that they're able to kind of ease up on themselves a little bit. But regardless, I'm glad that they didn't quit, and I'm glad that they're still pursuing their dream, and I'm really glad that it's working out really well for them. So, haters gonna hate, but don't quit, SB19. You got this. We're all rooting for you. Building up, building up. Are we building up? Yep, coming back around. Wow. Beautiful. Wow. Wow, what a song. That. Wow. That is not what I was expecting. That was such a heartfelt song. Wow. See, that's the beauty of listening to a song for the first time. Because when it's your first time hearing a new song, you don't know what to expect. That's especially true for SB19 because they're always switching things up, which is again evident by this song. Because this was my first time hearing Quit, SB19 was able to throw me for a loop, because I'm thinking it's going to be one way, and it was so much more. I mean, I guess I kind of had the idea of what it was about in a way, but what they did was so much more than I could have ever imagined. That was phenomenal. But I'm really interested in what you guys thought of SB19's Quit. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. That song, it just gets you right in the heartstrings. Ugh, got me. Such a good one. Thanks for the recommendations, and if you have any recommendations of what you think I should react to next, let me know, and I'll be sure to add them to my list. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm so excited for the next one, so let's go.
Soon may the weathermen come to bring us sugar and tea.